Let's talk about Kundalini Awakening. If you're not familiar with it, I'm going to give you a brief breakdown of what it is. And then I'm going to tell you about my Kundalini Awakening and what I experienced. And it's a doozy. So here we go. We're going to start. So Kundalini Awakening in itself is when our energy centers are all aligned, right? When that energy moves, it's like a coiled snake. It looks almost like the caduceus. You know the symbol for like medical? That's it. It's that energy. It moves from our like coccyx bone all the way up to our crown and back down. That energy moves. And so we work on that energy. Each energy portal, which is our chakras, is responsible for a certain energy. So our root chakra is fear, passion. It's our earthly instinct to survive. Sacral chakra orange is our creative portal, where we create. It can hold guilt and shame. It's also our sexual chakra. We have the solar plexus, it's yellow. That is our willpower to move forward, our self-confidence, how we move about in the world. Then we have the heart. The heart is our hub of love. This is where we hold our resentment, grudges, anger, right? And so this is about forgiveness, compassion, self-love is key. Vulnerability. Throat chakra, once again, another vulnerability, where we speak our truth, right? It is blue. And this is responsible for how we speak, how we communicate. If we're afraid to communicate, this becomes blocked. If we lie a lot, this becomes blocked. That energy can't move through freely. We have our third eye. This is our ability to see. So you know you have a healthy third eye when you're able to visualize something, when you're able to see with your eyes closed and visualize whatever, an apple, right? Visualization. It's also our intuition, one of our intuition points. We also have the solar plexus is also intuition, and sacral is also intuition. It's our gut instinct. But this is our visualization, how we see with our eyes closed, how we feel, etc. Then we have our crown chakra, which is, some people say it's lavender, some people say it's white. It's a little bit of both. And this is responsible for, I guess, how we feel, our universal connection, our connection to others. So when it is blocked, we feel disconnected from everybody. We feel alone in this world, right? We don't feel we have a purpose or anything like that. But when it's nice and active, we're able to connect to everybody and everyone. Another very intuitive point, because now we feel as we are others, and it's a very telepathic chakra. Now, there are a few ways for a Kundalini awakening to occur. There is spontaneous, when it just happens. And the way that happens is you've done a lot of healing in your life, and that energy just finally is able to move through. It's like all the blocks just, it's almost like a drain, right? When there's a hair clog and you move the hair and all of a sudden now the energy flows. It's like that. And this usually happens when a person has a very vulnerable moment where they're able to let go of any fears and speak in a vulnerable manner and let go of any pain and heartache that hurts them. That immediately causes that energy to move through you, right? Another way is through ayahuasca or psilocybin or any of those things. And so that's a forceful movement, and it can be very jarring for somebody if they take a heroic dose of any mushrooms, or if they take anything like ayahuasca. It can be a very jarring experience. So, and then the third way, there's actually a few ways. Third way, I'm going to conclude it all together. Third way is breath work. When we do breath work, we allow the lungs to secrete DMT to our pineal gland, allowing us to have transcendent experiences. And these transcendent experiences can be anything from astral travel, lucid dreaming, intuitive telepathy, etc. And yoga is another one, because we're moving that energy through our body. So the yoga goes back to the very first one of working on our energy centers and allowing that energy to flow through us. And when we do yoga, you can feel that energy. You start to sense it. You start to sense the energy. You feel it. You can touch it. Right? So now I'll tell you about my Kundalini awakening. And it was just a very scary experience, because I didn't know what was happening. Though I had done a lot of research, what I experienced I never thought was humanly possible. It was like I was superhuman for just a month. It was like a month of like, whoa. Everything was just whoa. And what prompted it was I wanted to unalive myself. I was just tired of the world. I was tired of everything. And I wrote a goodbye letter. And I was very vulnerable in this letter. I said a lot of things that I was scared to communicate, scared to talk about, scared to speak out of fear of judgment or fear of whatever. I was very scared. I wrote this letter and I posted this on my Facebook. And as soon as I did that, I had the Kundalini Awakening. It was like almost like an initiation. Like all this fear was let go to write this and let people know what I was feeling at that moment. And that energy moved through me like an electric shock. It felt like I was hit by lightning. Okay, this was the Lionsgate portal, 2017. I had like many little awakenings before that, but this was like a true Kundalini Awakening. It definitely felt like a teleportation where I like teleport somewhere and they're like the particles. And that's what happened. I was particles. If you've ever seen the movie Lucy with Scarlett Johansson, I was like that character Lucy. I was one with everything and everything was one. It was a scary experience at first because now I was able to see the dimensions upon dimensions that are superimposed on Earth. I was able to see heaven. I was able to see hell. I was able to see how they all exist together. So it was very crazy. And I had a lot of very telepathic experiences. I was manifesting things. I was seeing people as who they really are. I could see everything bad they've ever done, but I could also see everything good they ever done. Everything was color coded because color is frequency. So I was able to experience all of this. It was like I had died and I was everybody and everybody was me. Like if I thought of a person, I was immediately put in their shoes. I can feel and touch and see as them. So it was a very profound experience. And eventually it faded. Like it lasted about a month. And at the time that it happened, I was not having any spiritual practice. I was way off my spiritual practice. Before, like many years ago, I used to meditate for hours. I wasn't practicing at that time when it happened. It was just a spontaneous Kundalini Awakening. And it was scary because I was seeing what some perceive as the devil. It wasn't an actual devil. It was an energy of just darkness. It was and not dark like the void, good, rebirth. Darkness as in like MK Ultra. I was able to see just how many people are under mind control. I was able to feel it felt like I was an avatar, like this body was an avatar and there's somebody controlling me. And I couldn't stop these movements. Like somebody would suggest something and it was like an avatar. I didn't want to make that movement and I made it. And so I was able to realize how much we are programmed here on Earth. There was a lot of programming. My third eye was on lit, as they say. And I could see subliminal programming. I was watching a movie with my nephews and I could see the subliminal programming in the Disney show that I was watching. All of a sudden, these words popped out at me in color. Like, because everything to me was slowed down to the nanosecond. The vibration of everything was slowed down for me. I can see it. So I can see what others couldn't see. And I still can. A lot of that, I still have a lot of the abilities and gifts that I had then. But it just felt a lot more magical. I think because I'm used to it now. But when it first happened, I was like, oh my God, I was so scared. Because I thought I was like, when I was experiencing the hell stuff, I thought I was in hell. I was like, did I do something? What did I do to be in hell? But it wasn't that I was in hell. It's that I was just experiencing a man-made concept and creation that we had created. And I knew that it couldn't harm me. Once I realized that it couldn't harm me, it just went away. It was like, it was gone. So it was just a phenomenal experience. And once I think about more things about it, I'll make more videos. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section and I'll answer them as best as I can. But Kundalini Awakening is not for the weak.